It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake. Triggerwarning.tv.
How dare you?
Hello. Oh, we're early on that, aren't we? How's it going, guys? Can you hear me? Is everything good? Is everything wonderful? It's Wednesday. I thought it was Wednesday all day yesterday, you know. I've been freaking out today. Quick shout out before we get going. Richie Allen, if you don't watch his stream in the mornings, it's amazing. It's like he does a well-produced radio show in the afternoons, and he's very, very popular. But you've got to watch his morning stuff, because it's just him, like, most of it's unscripted, and it's him just letting off steam. And his little rant about socialism was beautiful today. Bless him. He's one of the good ones. At least he believes the lie for good reasons, eh? At least he believes it because he does care about people. Unlike a lot of them, you know. So that there is that. There is that about him. Bless him. But still fundamentally wrong though, aren't you, mate? Fundamentally wrong. You can't point at corruption in health services and then tell me that the answer is government. It's not. You can't. The government should be responsible for protecting us, for taking care of us. And I don't mean in a nanny state kind of way. I mean in safety, the law, our rights. Now, if the government is responsible for looking after us and keeping an eye on these places, but the government is also responsible for providing these places, then there's a conflict of interest. You might as well have Derby Day with the referee being like under the employment of Manchester United. That's what we're looking at here. The government are like, yeah, we're going to provide healthcare and we're going to keep an eye on things and make sure everything's okay. There's no conflict of interest there. It always fails. Always. As do private businesses. But you know what happens when private businesses fail? They fail. They should fucking do anyway, as long as the government doesn't step in. You know what happens when these NHS places, these mental health facilities fail? The government just covers it up because they can do that, because it's in their interest to do so. Because we, rather than actually prioritising good service to people and good outcomes, we prioritise political fucking advantage, re-elections, all that nonsense. Bless you. Aidan got a notification today. Ooh. Little Glob. No, I've not listened to Richie's show. I used to listen live, but he's got a bit of a mouth on him. And my daughter kept coming in. And obviously my daughter knows, like, bad words. She's heard the bad words. And we've made it very, very clear to her that bad words are not to be said. So she's just at that SJW phase now where if she hears a bad word, she'll run in and go, "Daddy, turn it off, turn it off." Which says a lot about social justice warriors and woke people, doesn't it, eh? You expect that from a 4-year-old, not from a fucking grown-up. Headphones. What about headphones? Hayden, apparently he still does a radio show. I don't know why he's moved more onto the morning stream. To be honest, I wish he'd focus a bit more on the radio show. I would appreciate it. But bless him, he is a dirty socialist, and Richie Allen is completely fucking wrong. But he's wrong for the good reasons. He's wrong for the right reasons. He cares about people, and I understand that. But you can't point at government corruption and tell me that the answer is government. Fucking madness. Anyway, check out richieallen.co.uk. Check out all his bits and bobs and all his other nonsense, because he's a good guy. He is. I've still got it up there, haven't I? I've not got it on the homepage because I was having a little gander. What about headphones? Why are you saying headphones to me, little glob? I do not understand, so I'm just going to get on with it whilst you let me know. Listen to that and you'll understand where he's coming from. I do understand. I believed where he's coming from for a long, long time. I believed it. I wholeheartedly did. I really, really did. But it's nonsense. It's been proved over and over and over again that government should not be providing healthcare. And I know that's not a popular opinion because people are so fucking terrified of doing it for themselves, but no, they shouldn't. Government isn't capable of providing healthcare and then policing healthcare. You can't do it. It's physically impossible. You might have a few good years where Labour's just throwing money at it and all that, and people think it's going all right, but it's not. It's not. There's a rotten core. You can't be the guy with the gun and then be expected to like give things as well. Because there's a guy with a gun and a guy without the gun. And you have to do what the guy... it's just madness. Pure madness. Anyway, speaking of lunatic socialists, Jeremy Corbyn! He put out this glorious, glorious tweet 2 days ago, actually. But it only just came up on my feed today. And it says here... I know, Hayden. Oh, right. Before I carry on with this, actually, let me just explain to you. I mean, there's always an excuse for me being late or not streaming. Today's excuse is a doozy, though. So we use Streamlabs OBS, and Streamlabs OBS has got this wonderful feature where it uploads the settings to a cloud, so that if there's any problems or you move computers, you've got a starting point. Basically, you can download everything and get going again quite quickly, because it does take a while to set up. And Hayden messaged me this morning saying, he's having a bit of a spring clean of his OBS. But the thing Hayden learnt this morning, after he finished his spring clean, and I loaded mine up, Hayden didn't realise, he thought all the settings were local. So somehow, Hayden had deleted everything, all my settings, all my pictures, everything, and replaced it with the thing that we have on Tuesday, the split screen. Only it was a split screen that was looking for a camera that's on the other side of Manchester, and the background was a background that's on the other. It was all, none of it existed. So yeah, I had a lot of fun today fixing everything. That's why I've got a legitimate reason to be late today. Usually it's because I'm fannying around like an old man. But yeah, thanks for that, Aidan. And now we know anyway. There's two. We can leave it at that. We can add new scenes. We can add new groups, and let's just keep doing it. Anyway. Oh! Right, before we get on with it, Little Glob is telling me to wear headphones. Yeah, I know, I get that, but she's a bit young, and I'm cooking, I'm playing with her, I'm taking, that time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I can't just sort of cut the world off for 2 hours and do. It just doesn't work that way. My partner needs a lot of looking after. It's like anything I'm listening to has to be public so I can hear her. I don't want to be shutting myself off from my little girl for a couple of hours every day. So I always listen afterwards. I understand, I respect what you're saying about using headphones to listen to podcasts. Obviously, I did actually treat myself yesterday to a couple of songs on the headphones. I listened to a bit of Prince, so I did. And I couldn't hear anything else in the world, and it was lovely. But my little girl's at an age where I want her to know that she says my name, I'm going to reply. Not just be there going, you bald-gammered socialist, evil, and all that nonsense. No. Hey, Aidan, I only messaged you at 12:30 after I've been faffing about. But no, I get you. But anyway, let's get on with the thing. Jeremy Corbyn, beautiful tweet that he put out here. I'm going to read this now. This is him, just in case you're not watching. Jeremy says, McDonald's workers are organising so they can be paid £15 per hour. How many people do you know get £15 an hour? It's not a lot. The ones that are very, very skilled, usually. I mean, obviously, I get way more than that because I'm a pimp, but I can't even say that with a straight face unless I'm trying to wind Aidan up. Back to Jeremy. He says, get guaranteed hours each week and get union recognition. I'm gonna finish the whole tweet, then we're gonna go back through it. It's only by coming together that we can make real change. So support the McStrikers. Now, Jesus Christ, McStrikers. Find them here, blah, blah, blah. War on Want. Support the workers. McStrike. Yeah, well, yeah. This is all going to be in it. Right, first up, £15 an hour. Wouldn't that be brilliant, eh? I've titled this, Should the Minimum Wage be £15 an hour? Because that's what this would do. If you're going to pay McDonald's workers £15 an hour, then every other service industry would have to pay the same, or they would go out of business to be McDonald's everywhere. Assuming in some fantasy land that this is even possible, this is even feasible, right? Do you honestly think that the burgers would stay the same price? Do you honestly think that those costs wouldn't be passed on to the customers? You absolute tool, Jeremy Corbyn. The point is, right, it doesn't matter how much you get paid an hour. What matters, what really matters, is what you can buy with that. How much can you get for an hour of your labour? That's what matters. As they're learning in New York just now, where they've set it to $15 an hour, costs are going up. Businesses are closing left, right and centre. People's hours are being cut, so they're still getting paid the same. Only now they're not eligible for health insurance because they're only part-time. These things do not ever work. Ever. If you start paying burger flippers more than you pay fecking nurses, the whole economy is going to turn on its head. Because why the hell would a nurse be a nurse when they can go and get £15 an hour for flipping burgers? Absolute tool. Costs go up everywhere. And, we don't even have to get close to Venezuela in terms of the insane impact of this kind of policy. Inflation just spirals out of control. Great, I'm on £15 an hour, but now my rent's tripled as well. Now my food's tripled. Everything's gone up. You absolute tool. These things do not work. Now, that doesn't mean to say that every single thing in here is awful. Get guaranteed hours each week and get union recognition. Both the Tories and Labour cocked up unions, although unions were rotten from the very core, in the fact that they conflate workers' rights with the old removal of private property and all that shite that destroys a country. So they're screwed from the absolute get-go. But I do agree with people's ability to collectively organise and collectively bargain. And I do think that McDonald's has enough work to be able to guarantee people a certain number of hours a week. When I started in a kitchen, I was guaranteed 16 hours a week. I ended up working full time. In fact, we had a bit of an argument out because then when they brought my hours down, there was problems because I was like, mate, I've been working full time for 5 years. What are you doing? But yeah, why not? They should have guaranteed hours each week. But it's nothing to do with the government, no. Government can't demand that of a business. What? How fucking ridiculous are you? It's almost as ridiculous as the £15 per hour. The problem with these things is they no matter what they do, it just creates a system where they're screwed. You know what McDonald's workers should do? They don't need a fucking union. Walk out, leave, go. Every single one of you, just walk out. Fucking strike action. Bullshit. If working at McDonald's isn't humiliating enough for you, Jesus Christ, you can't just take the extra step and just walk out the door. Every single one of you does it. You'll all be replaced by robots. Because that brings me on to the last point of this, which is exactly what's happening in New York right now. £15 per hour. Wow. Crazy money there. What are they going to do? Hey? Do you think they're going to put more of those poo-covered touchscreens everywhere for people to use? I love those things, me. I love those things. They've got the thing now where you've got a little triangle and you can put the number of the triangle in. They bring it right to your table. Brilliant if you've got kids. That's the difference for me. If I've got a couple of places to go to, I'm like, oh, I've got my pram, I've got my shit, I've got her. Because I've got to keep one eye on her in the play area and the other eye on my food. If I could just sit in the play area, one of those triangle things, after having done the order right next to the play area, I'm a happy guy, man. £15 per hour. You are joking. The minimum wage was one of many ridiculous things that the Labour government did. It's price fixing nonsense. And the thing about the minimum wage is it hurts poor people the worst. I watched it happen. I watched this baseline as more and more jobs just fell to minimum wage. And the thing is, it doesn't allow for cost of living. That's the problem. You could be on £3 or £4 an hour at 16, and that could be great. Because you're not just these fucking Labour. All they go on about is taking care of each other, but they're obsessed with money. They They can't understand the damage of wage things like this. A lad could be on £2.50 an hour, 15, 16 or whatever, but he's learning a trade. He's learning something that is going to provide for him for the rest of his life. Now, if that is £15 an hour to do that, the plumber or the electrician or whoever is simply not going to hire them. They're not going to take it on. And then you could say, oh, well, then we need schemes to have we need schemes for like apprenticeships and all that. And it's like, oh, you're just muddling it. This is the problem with centralised control. This is the problem with these things, right? So that plumber is paying his taxes, who then gets given to a shitload of people who then maybe eventually, if someone notices, then gives the money back to that 16-year-old to pay to train with you. It's a fucking joke. Get out the way. Get out of our business. You are hurting the poor consistently. That's all you're doing. Fuck off about my VR. The thing is as well, man, fucking McDonald's isn't supposed to be a job. I used to work in a kitchen whilst I was studying, whilst I was learning a skill. There's this fucking bullshit that they do where they paint at people, where it's like the self-respect, better in yourself. I don't need a union to tell me to fuck off if I don't like. Oh, the union have decided we're all going to work out. Have some self-fucking-respect. And you know what? If you all stop taking 0 hours contracts, and I say that as someone who's fallen prey to it myself, I did it for years, and I hated it. I was miserable. Did I do anything to change it? Did I fuck? A little bit here and there, but nothing. I just got on with it. Because you know what? It's hard looking for a new job. It's hard improving yourself. It's hard getting experience doing other things. And I just slipped into it and got by, even though I was getting rammed up the arse every week on the ridiculous tax system that comes from being on 0 hour contracts. In my case anyway, because a lot of them go through third-party accountancy firms. It's just a joke. It's just an absolute joke. If you're working at McDonald's, you should be working every single night. Every single night to better yourself, to learn, to find a new job, to have value. If your only value is that you can get burgers to people quickly, then fuck me, man. What are you doing? You're probably voting Labour, aren't you? Hey? You should fix it, shouldn't you? Fix it for me. He did another tweet later on going on about how the CEO makes more. It would take the average employee 1,500 hours to make what the CEO makes in an hour, some nonsense like that. And it's yes, because the CEO provides value. I very much doubt a single one of those burger flippers could do the job the CEO is. Now, I'm not saying it's not corrupt. I'm not saying there's not bad people, of course. But you're telling me that are you insane? As if running McDonald's is something you could just compare to burger fucking tools. You know what the burger flipper should be doing? The burger flipper should be standing there saying, I'm going to open my own place one day. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to learn every single inch of this place. I'm going to find out how every little bit of it works. I'm going to be here for 2 years. 2 years maximum, and I'm going to find out everything. The accounts, the ordering, the system, how we predict sales, how we look at stuff year on year. I'm going to learn every single thing of it. If you just stand there sneaking an headphone in, listening to Joe fucking Rogan whilst you're just counting it down so you can go home and get stoned, then fuck you, man. Why the fuck should you be the boss 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line? What are we doing? We're going to just... fuck off. Fuck off. £15 a fucking hour. Screw you. It would destroy the economy almost overnight. The inflation would be insane. Anyway, this has happened time and time and time again. And I don't think that Jeremy actually believes any of this. He must know by now. He must know by now the truth. But you know what he does? He fools you over and over and over again because people can't possibly imagine a world where it's their responsibility to better themselves and to improve their surroundings. And to take care of each other as well, by the way. Take care of your friends, your family, your community. Yes. But it's on you. The dude that sweeps my street every morning, that's on him. We can't force him to do that shit. It's on you. Mummy government is not going to just come and fucking sort all this out. Because all they do is destroy all this stuff. But anyway, here we go. So, whilst destroying the economy, Labour has vowed to outspend the Tories on the NHS. I tell you what, why don't you give all the nurses a £5,000 pay rise? Great. But you already upped the cost of living with your £15 minimum wage to the point where that £5,000 means nothing at all. Go fuck yourself, Labour. I watched you and your union mates screw NHS employees. Your representatives, all but one union in this country, fucked NHS workers on pay. What was it, last year? I went mental about it for months. So don't you come in here and tell me now that you're going to take care of the NHS, because the proof is in the pudding and you've already failed. You fucked them. You fucked almost every single person that works for the NHS. Now it's happened. You can magic money out from wherever you fucking want, mate. Oh, it's going to be so great, isn't it, when we get in? Oh, we're going to fix everything for fucking money it. But when it came down to it, and the actual unions had actual bargaining power, and they should have actually done what they're fucking supposed to, they didn't touch it. They screwed them. They lied to every single NHS worker in this country and encouraged them to vote against their own best interests. So I'm sorry, Jeremy Corbyn. Go fuck yourself, you scumbag, and the corrupt, incompetent unions that you represent. Madness. Oh, but it gets better. It gets so much better. The militant propaganda wing of the Labour Party just put out this gorgeous video. Gorgeous. Because they've decided they like the Joker now. It was evil a couple of months ago, wasn't it? But now that it's like the most popular, the most profitable R-rated film ever. Patrick, good point, man. Wages are irrelevant. What's more important is the asset price. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, cost of living and all the rest of it. Oh, I don't know what that was then, but thank you, whatever it was. Something ding then. Can someone tell me what dinged then? Because I don't know what it was. I just heard it. I missed what it was. But yeah, check this out. Check this out.
Paying taxes.
Well, actually,
What was that?
Wayne Enterprises has an offshore arrangement, so we don't pay any tax.
Oh my fucking god. This is why the Batman comics are so crap now. Oh, Wayne Enterprises have an offshore arrangement. as if the Joker just going, hey, wait, how much do you pay in taxes? As if taxes are a fucking thing. I mean, as if Gotham City would have been saved by taxes. The whole point of Gotham City is it's corrupt from bottom to top. That's the whole point. But not only that, Bruce Wayne, Batman, he's a hero. He doesn't just dress up as a bat and fly around with all his cool gadgets and all that other nonsense. He also has the Wayne Foundation. He pays for... In fact... it's a bit of a socialist dream in terms of a big businessman. He pays for Gotham City's schools, infrastructure, hospitals. He pays for it. Himself, he chooses to. This isn't we have an offshore arrangement. No, that's not Batman. That's not Bruce Wayne. Once again, you're lying, aren't you? To create this ridiculously simplistic view of the world so people just go, taxes! Taxes will fix it. If we just fuck everyone over, everything will be fine. You picked the wrong example, guys.
You're telling me you pay less tax than I did when I was spinning signs on a street corner? And I thought I was the bad guy.
Oh, the left cannot meme. Not even close.
But I'm a hero. I need that money so I can buy cool bat stuff to fight crime. And for my bat yacht.
And for my bat yacht. These people do not understand money. They do not understand economics. They don't understand philanthropy either. This is why, by the way, I don't know if you follow Comicsgate, but in general, the comics business is failing. Sales have been going down. Actually, last month they went up. First time in 3 or 4 years they actually went up. And that's probably because Feige's just taken over and people, whoa! Oh, and you know what? I'm not getting into that. But anyway, comics are failing. The money coming in is going down. Sales are going down, and they are hiring this level. Oh wait, I should point that way. They're hiring this level of writers to write Batman right now. Actual Batman comics. I need to change around because in real life my screen's there, but. They're hiring. This is the level of Batman comics, which is why people aren't buying them anymore. Because they're not hiring real writers. They're not hiring people with actual concepts of the world around them. Fuck you, Aiden. So this is the thing, then, isn't it? Anyone with money just becomes this idiot, and the fact is, it's like, if you've got a little bit of money, there's a good chance that you're not a complete and total idiot. You can inherit money and be an idiot. But you ain't going to be an idiot and keep hold of that money. No. That's not how it works.
Relaxing after all my crime fighting.
Did it ever occur to you that the citizens of Gotham need things like social care and public services more than they need some stupid yacht?
Because yachts are terrible, aren't they? There's nothing worse, nothing on earth worse than a yacht, apart from when Greta Thunberg gets on one. Because when Greta Thunberg gets on one, then she is a fucking hero. Then it is a disgrace that she did not win the Peace Prize. These people have no principles whatsoever. This truant is just jetting around the world to tell off old people. And good news, everyone. She's going to join Riley Whitlam, whose name you have spelt wrong, Guardian. Fuck's sake. Just Google it. You just Google... Oh. And their baby, blah, 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 have been sailing around the world. And obviously, it's zero carbon. Because I'm sure... I'm sure all of this boat just fell together naturally. All this plastic here and all the rest of it just sort of just formed of its own accord, didn't it? And all the solar panels, all the rare materials for that just crumbled gently out of the side of a mountain. There's fuck you, Aiden. And fuck Greta Thunberg. Thank you, Aiden. I do appreciate it, man. Thanks for the super chat. Stop calling me a communist, though. I still don't know what the other message was. It's kind of freaking me out, man. Something popped up before. Maybe it was a subscriber. But I've got no notification. I'm freaking out, man. Freaking out. Let's check the chat, actually, before I carry on slagging off Greta. Sorry to interrupt. No, it's all right. You should have vied with Joaquin Phoenix for the role of the Joker. Oh, mate, you don't even know the half of it in terms of my... issues in that respect. Hayden has said, I love it when Graham pretends to be a capitalist so he can score YouTube gold. He actually believes we should raise a people's army and seize control of the state. I think the state should be dramatically reduced. Fuck you. Oh, Aiden's telling me it was a subscriber. I don't know why it's not on my thing. I've got a notification for 3 hours ago and then 1 minute ago. Hayden, why are me and you sending £2 super chats to each other's streams? What are we doing? YouTube takes don't get me wrong. Just for anyone to know, I know a few of you are a bit funny about super chats one way or the other. YouTube takes, 30-40%? I'm not sure the exact amount. And obviously it's the same with the adverts. We don't get, we get a few pence on every video. But please don't worry about that. That's good. YouTube hosts us. They get us to you. They put apps on people's TVs that you can watch us with. They've made sure that every phone you buy has just got a little button there that you can find us with. So we don't mind YouTube taking a cut. It's good. Please. I mean, we understand, obviously, if people would rather PayPal, link in the description, you're more than welcome to. It is very much appreciated. But don't worry about super chats. We don't mind. We really don't mind. Especially with how demonetized we always are and all the rest of it. We'd like YouTube to get theirs so they leave us alone. That's the perspective anyway. That's the hope. Quick shout out! I know Aidan won't be interested in this. Fucking Rick and Morty. Season 4. Or a lesson in why television is dying. I'll get to that comment in a minute. How to watch Rick and Morty season 4 online for free. This is also a lesson in how Metro is dying, because this headline is nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. For anyone that doesn't know, Rick and Morty is a very popular and it's a very good animated show for adults. Very, very clever. Not as clever as some people think it is, but it's very, very well written and very, very enjoyable. And it's a nice break. It's a nice time off. And I really, really enjoyed it. And the new series has just started in the US of A. Now, Channel 4. When was the last time you put Channel 4 on? Long time for me. Long time. We must be talking years at this point. I guess I've watched the odd YouTube upload from the news. I watched the Jordan Peterson interview, the extended one, but not much else. But yeah, they won the bidding war because they love wasting money and they love pissing it away. Like a fish just flapping in the air, unaware of why it's dying. No idea. All it knows is that its entire world has changed around them, but it's going to keep sucking for water still, because it's just a fish, and that's Channel 4 right now. So to demonstrate their complete lack of awareness for how the world now works in terms of how people access media and entertainment, Channel 4 won the bidding war, but rather than showing it Monday, Tuesday this week, just after it's gone live in America, they decided they were going to release it in January 2020. This is how we ended up with pirating, by the way. This is how we got pirates in the first place. Idiots like this. January 2020. No! I want to watch it now! It's 2019. It's just a freaking cartoon. They've now changed it to the 20th of November, as if anyone's going to be watching it there. Jesus Christ. This is going to be pirated at an astonishing rate. Something which a lot of people... You know, it's not nearly as popular as it used to be, because everyone just has Netflix and Amazon Prime and all that. And it's like, well, why? You know, you'd rather support the creators, wouldn't you? But there we go. The continuing death throes of Channel 4. You've just, who is even working at Channel 4 anymore, right? Right, nobody's going to tune into your actual TV channel anymore, guys. If you'd have had it streaming legally, anyone to go on, not logging in, not giving you all my private information so that you can then show me like 10, 11, 12 minutes of adverts per episode that are unskippable, just like traditional TV. Right? Even if you'd have done that with the 12 minutes of adverts, I probably would have gone on there the day after it was on in America and watched it. But no, you guys are like, oh no, it's going to be ages. You fucking idiots. You absolute idiots. I'll see you in a bit, Patrick. Have a good day, my friend. He knows anyway. Patrick already knows that TV's dying. Right, 2 more stories. How long have I been on air for? I don't know, but I'm just going to keep going. Thanks, Alex, for sending me this. You scumbag. For anyone that doesn't know, Pink News used to be quite good. It used to have genuine issues in there, genuine problems. But the issue with Pink News is most of its problems have been solved. Most of the things it was asking for have been sorted out. In terms of rights, equal rights. You can't really stop people. You know, if you're not into sucking dick, then there's not really a lot that Pink News is going to do about you not being into sucking dick. If you find sucking dick kind of disgusting. That's your right. As long as you treat everyone okay, that's fine. You don't have to be into cock. And that's all right. We're already there. We're basically there. If you'd like to know more about this, read The Madness of Crowds by Douglas Murray. Phenomenal book. Absolutely phenomenal. The Madness of Crowds. If you've not got Audible, get yourself an Audible test thing and you can listen to him read it himself for free. But yeah, Pink News these days relies on rage. It hires people who can barely write. It hires people with no editorial common sense or the actual ability inherent in them to look at something truthfully and honestly. They are activists who are ignorant. That's it. That's all that's left there. Who only get paid if they can piss enough people off to rage share or do what Alex did where he bloody just sent it me. Because he knows what's going to happen. Let's read the headline, shall we? Look, transphobes. Even children's cartoon villains know to respect people's pronouns. It's not transphobic to not respect someone's pronouns. It has nothing whatsoever to do with transphobia. Nothing whatsoever. Someone's pronouns. That's quite a loaded headline, isn't it, eh? What the hell's going on there? You can't respect people's pronouns because you cannot choose your own pronoun. A pronoun is something that is given when you are observed. If you look like a he, people refer to you as a he. If you look like a she, people refer to you as a she. It is a mental illness when someone that looks like me is saying he, him. I mean, they convince themselves that it's because they want to normalise it for their brave friends who have come out as non-binary or whatever. So they're saying that they're they, them. And, well, I want to normalise it, so I'll say he, him, even though I'm quite obviously a man. You know, a man that completely lacks any masculinity whatsoever, but still a man. So there we go. He, him. But it's bollocks. That's just the nonsense that you tell yourself so that you are comfortable conforming to their pressure, conforming to their social control. Fuck you. Now, a he looks like a he and a she looks like a she. Is there space for a third label? If someone's kind of androgynous, if you don't know. You know, if we're talking about someone in the third person and we don't know their gender, we will say they. We will. There's a very specific context where we do that. And unfortunately, they grabbed onto this, didn't they? I say they, meaning plural. Obviously. Now, they went, sometimes we use they as a singular, don't we? Someone do a Google. How long's that been out? 300 years? Sweet. We're going to steal that. No! But there is space for it. There is space for another word. 100%. Totally agree with it. But these people who can't write Batman, who can't write economic policy, who can't even write about a children's cartoon without coming off as an absolute moron, these people cannot, between all of them, come up with a good word. Just a new word. They'll insult everyone that speaks Spanish by going Latinx. They'll insult all of South America by coming up with things like Latinx, which is highly racist, by the way. Or womanx. Every word under the sun they'll do that, but for some reason, when we can't quite tell, which is fine, that's all right. If you want to be a girl that dresses like a boy or whatever, there's a whole range of ways to present yourself, and you are kind of somewhere on the line there. There should be a word. There could be a word. There are words in other languages, which is what they often point to. Well, other places do it. Yeah, they do, with a specific word. Not a plural word that we all have to then pretend is a singular. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Again, it's about conformity. I love this line, though. And again, aren't the they, them people in cartoons always like shape-shifting aliens? Young people. Sorry, this is Pink News that I'm reading from now. Let me make it just a touch bigger for you so you can read along. Oh, it's gone. There we go. There we go. Young people in Generation Z, the Zoomers, know who non-binary people are. They know what they, them pronouns are. They know that gender is a spectrum, not binary. They already know this. Do they? No, they fucking don't. They're rejecting this at a phenomenal level. It's millennials that know this. It's millennials that do this. The Zoomers all think you're mental. Go on TikTok. Go on the new social media stuff. Look at what they're doing. They're sharing Hitler memes and all sorts of sick shit. They're amazing. Sure, there's a couple of them that have bought into it, but that's the same with every generation. Don't start speaking for Gen Z. Gen Z think you're mental. Throughout the season, Double Trouble is referred to as they, them, without needing to introduce themselves first. It's not a documentary, Pink News. It's a scripted cartoon. Every frame of it has been drawn and checked. Every word of it has been checked. Of course they don't need to introduce themselves first. That just makes it propaganda, you absolute freaks. Take news out of your title, please. Pink bait. Let's call it that. But there's one line I wanted to go through again, though, where it is. Here we go. Another quote. This whole story is just quotes from this arsehole. I mean, this is my best quote of the day, though. Even the most evil person on the planet doesn't misgender people because that would be rude. There's something really cool about that. These people can't write! These people cannot produce art. They cannot produce narrative because they are terrified of the world. They don't dare look into the eyes of the beast. They don't dare do it. So we just get this shit. Even the most evil person on the planet doesn't misgender people. You know what? And this is the reason I wanted to talk about this. I suspect that statement is completely true. Honestly, I suspect that the next great genocidal dictator is somebody who would never, ever dream of misgendering someone. Because the people who think this way are evil. And they're also authoritarian. And they are demanding conformity. They say it. They openly say it. That's the goal. This isn't a conspiracy theory. They say we keep enforcing it until people conform. We keep doing it until people conform. That's the plan. They're open about it. So yes, the most evil person on the planet, the next Hitler, the next Stalin, the next Pol Pot, yes, I am absolutely sure that they will not misgender anyone. Because that would be rude, wouldn't it? That would be very rude. Totally agree. Right, let's sneak in another one. Fuck it. I've got a bit of time. I ended the last stream talking about Guardian and their fake news. And I just did a throwaway comment. And as soon as we went off air, I saw this, man. This just popped up on my stream. And I thought it was amazing. I thought it was absolutely wonderful. So the Guardian have let us all know Donald Trump Jr. Here we go. I've lost the tweet now, the original tweet that was attached to this. But obviously the tweet is always a little bit more inflammatory. And then the headline, which is, as it is here, nonsense. And then there's the truth and the reality and all that. Something that, honestly, the Guardian didn't always get it right, but at least they tried back in the day. At least they did. They had the perspective, but they cared about truth. Now they're just dying. They're a dying, outdated organisation, just like Channel 4, that is clinging on desperately, who do not turn a profit most of the time, who have to beg at the end of everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm begging too, man. I am. I'm begging for money. I need, if you guys don't donate, if you don't send us super chats, if you don't send us PayPals, we're done. We're gone. If we don't provide enough of value for you so that you feel you need to compensate us for our time, then we're gone as well. We are. It's just the way of the world, isn't it? But hopefully, anyway, and this is how I justify it, the difference is I am telling you the truth. My truth. Hayden's telling you the truth. His truth. Most of the time. Sometimes he'll dance around it a little bit if he thinks it's going to wind you up. I never do that. But what we're doing is coming from the heart. And you know, if you don't like it, then we don't deserve to carry on. Fuck it. Don't donate, don't send money, don't share, all the rest of it. Fine. It is what it is. We need to find another way around it by getting EU funding. Please, we got to do that soon. But The Guardian lied to you. They openly lie. And I'm not saying make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. That's totally fine. The BBC did it with the footage of Boris Johnson laying the reef. That was a mistake. That's totally fine. I have huge issues with the BBC, but I've not got an issue with that. Honest mistake. 100%. Definitely. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. But this isn't a mistake. This is lying. Andrew Gumbel in LA. I love that The Guardian, born in Manchester, born out of the slaughter of the working classes, born to tell the truth and demand that we were respected. Yeah. Anyway, the latest from LA, everyone. The latest lie. The headline reads, Donald Trump Jr. walks out of triggered book launch after heckling from supporters. What? His own supporters? No. The event at University of California is cut short amid anger at his refusal to take questions from the audience. Wow. Wow. If only The Guardian's own YouTube channel hadn't put out a video that contradicts this.
She's triggered.
Their own YouTube channel. Look, right?
Done.
In fact, let's just mute this a sec. Here is all of his supporters. And then over there are a bunch of lunatic white nationalist identitarians. They are the Antifa of the right. And in the same way that the Antifa turn up and ruin the good name of people who are genuinely protesting because they believe it, agree with them or not, they're there because they want to affect positive change in the world. They're there for good reasons. They want to support the cause. They want to support the friends. The vast majority of people in that room want to support Donald Trump Jr., want to support Triggered or whatever else it is, making America great, yeah? But the lunatic white supremacists who thought Trump was their man because they believed the nonsense that The Guardian write, when The Guardian sits there going, the white supremacists, because they believe this stuff, they're now disappointed because it turned out to be wrong. Donald Trump is not a white supremacist. He's not a racist. I mean, well, he could be, but he doesn't do racist things. He's not passing laws against black people, whatever. It's just not working like that. Sorry. In fact, if anything, no, I'm not getting into that. He just isn't. We can have a conversation about it another time. They're not supporters. What they are is white supremacists, identitarians. And what they want is attention. because nobody gives a shit about them. The vast majority of people do not care about them. They don't subscribe to their nonsense beliefs. They don't subscribe to their approach of a white ethno-state and all that. And don't get me wrong, I know some of them are just worried about immigration and they've gone a bit off the rails and all the rest of it. That's fine, I get that. But what these people want to do is go to a Trump Jr. book launch and say something inflammatory as a question. And Trump Jr. knows that. And in fact, further down the story, The Guardian actually admits that as well. Because Trump Jr. says, and The Guardian knows, we all know, that whatever that freak white supremacist says will go viral. Because you, The Guardian, will quote him directly and say that he is a Donald Trump supporter. But that is the same as saying everyone on the left completely agrees with Antifa. And it's nonsense. But they know that the lying media, you're lying right now. Trump knows that you'll lie about it. Trump knows that you'll edit the context out of it. He knows that you'll fuck him for those sweet, sweet clicks. Because you can't stop spending that good old money, can you, eh? Because you're just as corrupt as everyone else. But you pretend to be fucking socialists. But you love that fucking money. So you will lie about people. And you'll create false narratives to get those sweet, sweet, sweet clicks. Of course he cut it short. The evidence is right there. He's saying it.
That media that we keep talking about, but it is so important because it's still the filter by which everyone gets their news. It's because people hijack it with nonsense, looking to go for some sort of soundbite. You have people spreading nonsense, spreading hate to try to take over that room. No.
Spreading nonsense, spreading hate. Imagine if Obama's a bad example now because he's a Republican apparently. Imagine Elizabeth Warren or AOC refusing to take questions and saying it is because they are trying to spread hate and misinformation. The Guardian and the majority of the rest of the media would spend weeks going, "Yes, Queen!" There'd be gifts everywhere. Everyone would be like, "Yeah, man, you show him. You show the powers that be." But when Trump Jr. says the exact same words for the exact same reason, I don't want to give a platform to extremists. That's what he's saying. I do not want to platform extremists. Something which the left apparently are big fans of. And you can argue one way or the other in terms of free speech. You can. And I agree with you. In an ideal world, those freaks would have got up, said the piece, and there's a debate and there's a conversation. That's what Ben Shapiro does. He lets them all speak, all the freaks, and then he stands there and says no. And he tells them exactly why he disagrees with them. But you know what they do with Ben Shapiro? They edit it all out. So they've just got a little montage of all the free... Look at the people that go to Ben Shapiro's thing. Look at the people that turn up to Turning Point. That's what they say. And he knows they do that. Because the far left do not believe in free speech. So what they will do is they will lie. And they will edit things to look bad. To undermine it. And he knows that. It's fucking bullshit. It's all lens. It's all nonsense. It's all absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to have to boogie though, aren't I? Time's getting on. I've done nothing today. Basically, I mean, I've done a bit, but I've basically done nothing. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I know, obviously, a lot of you can't join me live because I just go live at noon now. It's midday. My midday rants. And there's a load of builders next door. I have no idea what they must be thinking of me right now. But I know a hell of a lot of you watch after the event. So if you are frustrated, you cannot drop me a super chat because you're watching in your own time, which is fantastic and fine. Oh, the meds are running off! There are links in the description to drop us a PayPal or get yourself some merch or Bitcoin. Or if you want to set up a thing long term, there is a Patreon as well. I'm dying. It's happening. I'm going. But yeah, drop us a PayPal so I can eat better. So I'm not sick all the time. Things are getting serious in the Booth household. They really are.